Hey guys, Nick here from Velocity Trading, and in this video here, I'm going to show you guys, 5 tips that I use to really go on this hot streak and was able to put together 15 consecutive green days. So let me pull over the tip chart and let's get started into this video. All right, so here's 5 tips right here on what I used and what I really did well on how I was able to put together these 15 green days in a row. So I'll dive into each bullet point into depth, but you can see here sticking to A plus setups, uh, you know not deviating from your a working process, having a game plan, sticking to it, keeping a tight watch list, and being disciplined and sticking to good rules. So in trading, you really want to keep it simple, guys. Keeping it simple. KISS, KISS. You really want to stick by that. You don't want to overcomplicate things, and really just be. You just really got to stick to some tight rules. Stick to your good setups, and that's gonna lead to consistency. So let me break down these 5 tips right here. So sticking to A plus setups. So what do I mean by this? You hear this get thrown around a lot. So A plus setups is obviously you guys should all have a playbook. Everyone should have a trading playbook that you abide by and you trade by, and in that playbook you're gonna have setups, maybe even one setup or 2 setups, and A plus setup is when you get that one setup out of your playbook that's kind of meets all criteria. Maybe it meets your volume criteria. Maybe the tape's looking how you really want it to look on this particular setup. Maybe the news you really like it. So whatever it may be, everyone has different strategies. Everyone has different setups, but sticking to A plus setups is really how I was able to put together this green streak. So I'll just run through. I don't want to make this video long because people say, Nick, sometimes your videos are too long. So I want to make it quick here. So this is just a few of my setups from this past month till JN. This was the perfect pre-market long setup for me. Volume criteria was met. We're in a hot market at the time. The tape was looking really good at the time on JN. So you see I got long here 450s. Added some more. I had a safety sell at 475, and boom, I was taking the rest $556. So that was my JN trade. Another one here, ARAV. At the time, mid caps were extremely hot, and this was taking advantage of emotional reaction. Another pre-market long here on ARAV. You can see here, gotten in 15, was taking some over 20 plus. I'll go to like maybe 1 or 2 more. SAX, a short side setup. This is a A plus gap and crap setup for me. Weak pre-market, weak baseline volume. Get the morning pop. And it rejected hard here, 440s. I was now in 440s, adding some at 4, and was covering some low 3. So it's an A plus gap and crap setup for me on the short side. So just sticking to my setups. This whole month was just sticking to my setups. A plus setups when they came. I was nailing it. I was ready. I was prepared for it. That goes into another tip. Being prepared. So if you guys don't have a playbook, if you guys don't have setups, I say you guys got some homework to do. Pick a setup, pick a trading strategy, track that setup, track it numerous times, and once you build up enough database, just stick to it and just keep nailing it and nailing it and nailing it. And each time you see it, obviously you may have to tweak that over time. The market adapts. Some certain setups may work in different markets, so it's something that you got to account for when you're looking for your A plus setups, because this past month the pre-market longs have been working great for me. Another month maybe pre-market longs aren't hot, and maybe I'm taking more day 2 shorts rather than pre-market long. So got to be able to adapt to the market as well. That definitely accounts for sticking to your A plus setups, knowing which markets that your A plus setups will excel in. All right, so that's gonna be it for that first tip. Next is do not deviate from a working process. And I actually have another video on this too of my process and what a newbie process should be. So definitely go check out that video, the trading process, if you guys haven't already. Great video. Definitely recommend checking it out. It is a little bit longer, but definitely worth your time. So what I mean by do not deviate from working process. So your process is kind of what goes on behind the scenes. what are you doing each and every day? And that also leads to, the last point too, that helps build your discipline skills. So my process every single morning is I wake up every single day 6:30, 6:45. I do my kind of pre-market things, whether it may be feeding the dogs, letting the dogs out, or even if I get up, maybe a little bit earlier, I take the dog for a run. Just getting ready, seeing, doing my scans from the prior day, seeing what stocks maybe are on short watch today. At 7 a.m., I'm checking the gap scanners every single morning, flying through the news, doing, my analysis on each play. I mean, I could go on and on and on about my process. So I don't want to make this video too long, like I said. So if you guys want to get in depth on my process, go check out my trading process video. But just to reinforce, make sure you're sticking to a working process. If you guys don't have a process, I definitely recommend having a process. It's going to lead to consistency, doing the same thing over and over again. It's repetitive. It's like an athlete, what it may be, basketball, before the games, they have shoot-arounds for like an hour or 2 hours, they're getting warmed up. That's kind of how they get into rhythm and how they get ready for the start of the day. Like trading is like a sport. You can't just roll out of bed at 9 a.m. and expect to be consistently profitable every day. You got to be up early. You got to be doing a routine each and every single day. That's gonna get you into a good rhythm, a good flow, and that's what I did this past month and was able to put together a good streak. So very important. I think people underestimate how important it is to have a process. That doesn't even apply to trading. It applies in many aspects of life. So definitely got to be sticking to a process every single day. Next, having a game plan and sticking to it. Each and every single day. You got to have a game plan ready to go. I hop on the mic every single day at 9:10. I have my tickers I'm watching, and each play I have a detailed game plan for it. For example, I don't know what was it yesterday on man, I don't know. This morning was a little. I was gonna try to use an example from today, but this morning wasn't so hot. This morning wasn't so hot. DRAO, we did have a game plan on this one. I was watching for a washout long into $8, didn't get it. Put in a higher low here. Rejected $10 twice, got over 10, but it made a big stuff move, dropped into a def candle. When we see these def candles, these def drops, usually they don't recover from that, and they continue to fade on out. So DRAL was looking for an $8 washout on this one, didn't get it. That's just an example of my game plan. So every play, every morning, I'm looking for certain things. I'm ready, I'm prepared, and I'm ready to attack. If a stock sets up on how I want it to, how I like it to, you bet, I'll be looking for a trade on it, So every morning, it's good to be prepared, having a game plan, detailed analysis on each and every single play, and just stick to it. Stick to your plan. Trust in your game plan, Your game plan should, correlate to your trading strategies. So just trust in your strategies and go from there. And you can't be scared, guys. You're gonna take losses every now and then. Today I'm a red. Today my 15-day grease streak came to an end so far. Unless I see something set up later in the day, and it's just a part of the game, guys. It's a part of the game. It's like football. Think a quarterback's scared to get hit? No. It's just part of his job. It's like our job, guys. We're gonna take hits every now and then. So, it's part of the game. So you can't be scared. Have a game plan and go stick to it. All right, next, keeping a tight watches. This is important. Keeping a tight watch list. I would say this: unless you're a crazy multitasker and you could watch 20 tickers at a time. I know there's people who could do it, but I would say 9 out of 10 of us can't do that, right? So I'm talking to the 90% of you guys. Keep a tight watch, guys. I'm telling you, for me, I trade much better when I'm watching 2 or 3 names. Even less, when I'm watching 1 or 2 names, I like it much more. You're able to read the tape better, able to really get a better feel for the trade. So I definitely say keep your watch. I would say 3 or 4 max. Less is more. I always say every day on the stream. And I know a lot of things I'm probably saying, I'm speaking, I say these on the stream, but I know some people who may not be able to watch, a 2 hour stream every morning. But just know this, guys. Less is more in trading. Less is more. Keep your watch list tight. Keep it small. Keep it simple. And I'm telling you, you'll perform much better. If you're watching 5 or 6 names at a time, it's just trying to like babysit 5 or 6 kids. You can't. It's much easier to babysit maybe 1 or 2 kids, but when you're babysitting 5 or 6 kids, like a lot going through your head, a lot going on, you're not able to read the play as well. So, keep your watch list. I would say 1 to 4 names max. So don't feel like you gotta watch like 7, 8, 9, 10 tickers. I actually, to prevent myself from watching more, I actually only have 4 level 2s up and 4 charts. So yes, I have room to add more, but I choose to only keep 4 up, so I'm not watching more than 4. So very important to keep a tight watch list. I'm telling you, this past month, I was keeping it tight, keeping it simple, watching a few names, and I traded much better like that. All right, so the last point. The last tip here I'm going to give you guys on how I was able to put together 15 green days in a row. Being disciplined and just sticking to good rules, Very important tip right here. Everyone should have, a set of trading rules. I have a bunch of trading rules myself. I actually have stamped sticky notes on my monitor here that I look at every single morning. I also have stamped on my wall here all my A+ setups, all my trading strategies. So every morning I get a feel. Oh, this is an A+ setup, Nick. This is what you got to look for today. Oh, Nick, this is a sticky note. I'm staring right at it. I'm forced to look at it. So just in my mind, trading is very mental. So just helps reinforce that discipline skill. Just seeing that note every day saying, Nick, make sure you're watching 4 names max. Nick, make sure you're not adding to a loser, etc., etc. I have tons of rules here stamped. I could go into a whole video on, just all my sticky notes here that I have stamped on my desk, and I think that's really gonna help improve your discipline skill. And every morning I look at it every single day. Also, some good rules. Everyone. I always tell people, always have a max stop loss on the day. Always, if you have a rule, I have a rule too that I use really well for this past month. I wasn't taking any, trades later in the day. All my trading was done between, 7 a.m. in the pre-market to 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. So I wasn't looking for any trades past 11:30 because why? I tend to lose, past 11:30 a.m. So why am I going to be taking trades, later in the day when statistically I don't perform well later in the day? So just simple rules like that, and I teach a lot of these things too during my live stream. So if you guys haven't, check out my live stream every single day. I'm going over these things, more in depth. Like I said, I want to keep this video nice, short, and simple and sweet. Just giving you guys 5 tips from how I had 15 green days in a row. So if you guys haven't already, check us out. Links down below in the description. Velocity Trading chat room, free Discord room, guys. We're totally free, guys. We're not charging $200 a month. We're a free service. We do daily live streams. I do small caps. Alex does large caps and options. So if you guys haven't already, check us out. Monday through Friday, we're streaming live every single day. All the links are down below in the description. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Just want to put out a quick little video for you. And I'll see you guys all on the live stream tomorrow. Peace.